Welcome, everyone. I'll call the meeting to order. Remember of conflict of interest declarations at any time. Anybody? No. We have minutes from the previous meeting. Is there any questions, concerns? If not, I need a resolution to pass those. John Ruth, seconder. Wayne Morris, thank you. I'll now read the application. Notice of public hearing, application for minor variance, 476 Mill Street, Watford, Ontario, to allow for a constructed shed to be brought into compliance with the Township of Warwick zoning bylaw setback requirements. The accessory structure shed to the existing dwelling necessitates variances related to the regulations associated with the residential R1 zone, but more specifically, the constructed accessory structure results in a rear yard setback of approximately 0.94 meters and an interior side yard setback of approximately 0.61 meters. This does not meet the required rear and interior side yard setbacks of 1 meter for detached accessory buildings in section 3.3.3 of the Township of Warwick zoning bylaw. Take notice that an application on the above file will be heard by the Committee of Adjustment on June 11th, 8:30 a.m. Any persons may attend the public hearing and or make written or oral representation either in support or in opposition to the proposed minor variance. Meeting will take place at the Township Municipal Office, 5280 Nauvoo Road. The meeting will also be live streamed on the Township YouTube channel. I will now ask the Secretary to read the dates and places of the notice of the public meeting.
Notices were sent by regular mail and posted on the property on May 29th, 2024.
I will now ask the Secretary to read letters, submissions, supporting or opposing the application.
There was one comment received from the St. Clair Conservation Authority, and they had no concerns with the application.
Thank you, Heather. I will now ask the planner to explain the planner's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee, members of the public. My name is Jared Preston, and I'm a planner for the County of Lambton and Township of Warwick. I am presenting today application A03 2024 for 476 Mill Street. The applicant today is Larry Blondin, and the applicant is seeking to obtain two minor variances to keep their existing 390 square foot, 36.23 square meter shed in the rear yard to be in compliance with the Township of Warwick zoning bylaw. So in the next slide, I have a chart here that describes what the two variances are. So the first variance we're looking at is for the interior side yard setback. So the required setback in the zoning bylaw for a detached accessory building in the residential zone is 1 meter. What is being proposed today is 0.61 meters. So that's about a 39% variance. And the second one is a rear yard setback. So the required rear yard setback for a detached accessory building in the R1 zone in residential zones is 1 meter. And what is being proposed today is 0.94 meters. So that's a 6% variance. So here's some site photos of the property. The first one just shows the existing single detached dwelling on the property. The second one shows the existing detached garage in the front yard. The third one shows the detached shed that is in question today. And the fourth one just shows the inside of the detached shed in question. This is an aerial photo of the property that is zoned R1. And this is an aerial photo showing the proposed minor variance, as you can see in purple right there. Actually, it's the black bold there that shows the side yard variance. And then we got the other one bold there that shows the rear yard minor variance as well. Upon review of this application, plan staff found that the minor variance proposals are consistent with the Planning Act, the provincial policy statement, the County of Lambton official plan, the Township of Warwick official plan, and the Township of Warwick zoning bylaw. This application meets the 4 tests of a minor variance, and planning staff found that these minor variances are appropriate since the detached shed meets all other lot coverage, height, and setback requirements in the Township zoning bylaw. And we found that it's not anticipated that the proposed development will not negatively impact surrounding neighbors. It is recommended that Warwick Township Committee of Adjustment approve minor variance application A03 2024 at 476 Mill Street subject to the following conditions. Condition one being that there'll be no habitable space in the existing detached shed in question. Number two, that the detached shed in question be used for personal storage use only. Three, that after the fact building permit should be obtained and applicable fees remitted, and that a final grading certificate be required upon completion and subject to township approval. And that is my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now ask the applicant for any comments and explanation of his or her application if they so see fit. If so, please come up to the chair and press the mic. If not, it's fine. Okay. I will now ask anyone in attendance if they have any questions or comments. Please state your name and address before you speak, and if so, come on up to the mic. Is there anyone that needs to speak? Just press the button in front of you.
Hello, my name is Jessica Shields. I live at 469 Rachel Street. I am backyard kitty corner to this proposed shed. I did notice when you brought up the pictures, the interior pictures of the garage, not this proposed shed. And also, they built this shed and it's over the 108 square feet, which a building permit's required. So I'm just wondering, when they applied for their building permit, why at that time it wasn't built off of the lot lines properly?
Wasn't built.
It was.
It was coded. I've been the coded line, Jessica.
You need to speak at the mic, please. If you want to speak.
This shed was built. It was, sorry, towed in. It was not built. It was towed in. It's on wheels and it has a hitch. It's an actual trailer that was converted to a shed for my storage. For my mom's storage, actually. She's 80 years old. She's maybe got a couple of years of good life left in her, and her whole entire life belongings just sit in that trailer, in that shed that she sits in, and she sits in there. Then she lives in my house with us. She's actually on my deed of the house. So it's a shed that she sits her belongings in, and you're welcome to come stick your face down and look at the wheels that are inflated and ready to be inflated, always inflated and ready to roll anytime.
Then I would ask that you move it into compliance without asking for
Okay.
minor variance.
No, I'm not going to do that. It can't be moved where it can't turn the corner. Jessica, I would have done that just to avoid you 100%, because you can't even see it from your property, especially that I put that fence around to stop you from taking pictures of us while we're on our deck with our family.
Okay, we're not here to discuss that.
I know, I'm just pointing out what I had to do.
I can actually see it from my yard, and
Okay.
I do understand the fence you're talking about. I can still see it
Mhm.
from my yard.
Okay, sorry.
That's all I have to say, because
Thank you.
it's.
Hi, I'm Nancy Taylor. I live at 462 Mill Street, one lot away from them. And I don't know if I'm allowed to ask, but what are you going to do with it? Because if it's another summer like last summer, I'm not putting up with it again. You say your mother lives with you? How does your mother stand that noise?
My noise. We had a
Can you
party.
fix-
We,
Excuse me,
okay,
excuse me,
Okay. okay. Yeah. That's what
I'm just saying,
Okay, that's fine.
asking what you're
That's-
using it for, because
it's a storage shed, like I said. My mother is 80. She's got a few good years left in her. So instead of her staying in the apartment she was in London, she moved into my house and was on my deed with us. Then we got our trailer. This was always our trailer that we towed in as our shed and converted as our shed, our storage. Then my mom came with us and we put her stuff in there. We had one time, we had a wedding in our backyard, and it was a bit noisy, but we talked. That wasn't from us, and I told you.
Okay, we're not here to discuss Anything other than this variance? Thank you.
My name is Guy Scott. I live 484 Mill Street. I don't have a problem with them. I have a problem with council that didn't do their job in the first place. The trailer should never have been there. There is a bylaw in this town. No trailers. You're not allowed to live in a trailer except for the ones that they. Hmm?
Nobody lives in it.
Oh, now your mother doesn't live in it.
No, my mother stays in it. I never
Okay,
said she does.
That's why
She's-
Okay, this is not what we're discussing today. This is not what we're discussing today.
You're stupid.
I'm,
Okay.
really?
This
Really?
is not what we're
Man?
discussing today. Enough.
Like, I thought we were here for a variance.
We are here for a variance.
More of an attack, really.
Okay, enough.
Because that's a totally different issue here,
I know.
okay?
It's a big cry fest for these guys.
Report, and that's what, that should only be on the agenda today.
That is what we're here to discuss.
You can file complaints with police and everyone else if that's what you think we're doing wrong with noise.
If this council had done something in the first place, you've done nothing. The last council, he moved the trailer in. There's a
You
bylaw-
complain about any person in this town that's not white, bud.
End of discussion.
A trailer on their property. They don't seem to understand it. You don't seem to explain to them. There is bylaws.
There are bylaws and that's what we're going through right now.
Bulldogs, which they let run loose and.
That's nothing to do with this, sir. Okay, that has
I'm
nothing to
gonna
do with
leave.
this, sir.
They're wasting my time.
I'm tipped off at them. You people don't.
I
want to get
understand that.
doing anything. I never seen people so lazy and useless in all my life.
Wow.
Thank you.
I
Can you
don't
push
know
the
why
button?
they elected. You got that clown there.
That'd be enough, sir. Can you shut that mic off? Is there anyone else who has comments related to the application?
Yeah, I. Not there.
My name is Wes Cosmer, and I live at 470 Rochelle. And I'm about the complaints about my shed, that the shed wasn't built in a properly place away from the fence or the line, property line. So I just want to let you know that it was not because I didn't put a concrete pad under. So I removed it the other day, I put a concrete pad, and now it's in the right place. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone from the committee have any questions or comments? Wayne?
Mr. Blondin, you're the one that put this on the property, not the previous owner.
Yes,
What year did you do that in?
year before last.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Anyone else from the committee have any questions? John?
Yeah, so Mr. Blondin, this trailer actually has wheels under it.
Yes.
I guess my question would be. It can't, like you towed it in there, would it be that difficult to move it over?
That's where it is. I would love to move it over. I would love to but my shop that was also up there with pictures for some reason is why I can't. Once I get to the back fence, I can't turn the corner with it. I literally pulled it as hard as I could to keep it to that far side, far as I could from the fence.
Okay, so now I think you understand why, because I can't visualize that. That's why it's important if we could have gone there to see it.
Everybody's been there for the past year and a half nonstop. like several times. So I assumed everyone's seen it.
Okay,
I had 4 people standing on the grass out in the backyard with me. Walked them through the whole thing, everything. So they took pictures. They were here last week and
people
took,
from the council.
yeah, and they were here last week and took pictures.
Dave? Rob? No?
One more done.
This question is for the planner. If this application is turned down, what is the next step for the property owner regarding this trailer?
Through the chair, I believe that if it's turned down, it's in non-compliance with the zoning bylaw. And it would have to be torn down because it doesn't have a permit. It is a structure, would need a building permit.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
If it's not a building, how does it need a building permit? Like if it's a rolling trailer, like how does it need a building permit? When it was in a trailer park, it didn't need a building permit.
Through the chair, if I could comment, I believe if it's, and I can go to my chief building official who's here too. If it's over a certain size, it would need a permit, whether or not it's deemed a building, correct? Yes. Sorry.
So a trailer must have a valid plate and it must be movable on the wheels at all times for the purpose. But if it's on the property to be used as a storage structure, then it has to meet the requirements under the zoning bylaw for the structures, which includes a trailer, even with plates. It does have to meet those setbacks.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have no questions. As there are no further questions, the committee hereby closes this portion of the meeting. Notice of the decision will be mailed out within 10 days from the date of the committee's decision. The appeal period is 20 days after the date of the decision is mailed. After that date, if there are no appeals filed, then the application becomes final and the property owner will be sent a notice. Thanks everyone for attending. Committee, how do you want to move forward with this?
Mr. Chair, I need a little time to think about this one, I think.
It's fine. On.
As far as the application from Larry Blond and minor variance A-03-2024. I move that we table this for a month until we have a little bit better understanding what's happening here.
I oppose tabling it for a month.
No.
We've gone through this for a year and a half. We would like to move forward with the decision.
No, you cannot. The discussions are over now. The meeting is closed. I'm sorry, the meeting is closed.
I agree with John. I'd like to know some more information and do a little thinking on this. So I second the motion.
Motion on the floor to table it, and I have a seconder. All those in favor?
Maybe we need more discussion.
That's fine.
So just a procedural note, I do know that the committee has the power to make 3 decisions. So to approve, to deny, or to adjourn for a set period of time. I am unsure, I don't know, Jared, if you know, if there is a limit to the amount of time you can adjourn to. In my mind, I think it is 20 days. So perhaps there would be like a friendly amendment to the motion that is, if you wish to adjourn, as per the Planning Act, and as staff can confirm the timeline in order to meet the requirements for giving notice and everything. I just want to flag, I think there's some parameters around that.
Thank you, Amanda.
I'd like to amend that motion that we have a meeting and make a decision before the end of this month, June.
The seconder agrees.
Okay.
Figure it out.
All those in favor of the motion on the floor? Motion carried. Thank you. I get a motion to adjourn. Wayne, seconder, Rob, all in favor, carried. Thank you for attending.